So my name is Christopher Ashby. I'm the developer and the owner of the Petite Calivigny. About myself, I grew up in Grenada. I came to Grenada when I was 2 years old. My parents were on a Caribbean cruise. They stopped in Grenada for 4 hours and decided that this was going to be their home. So they moved back here. I was two. Two of my brothers and my sister were born here. I went to Westmoreland, went a little while to Presentation College, and then, as many people do, went away from my education to the United Kingdom and the United States. And then I'm officially now, I suppose, a JCB. In 2007, I came back with no intention at all of being in business. I came back to really build upon my foundation. I have a foundation that provides medical care, and it really was my interest in giving back to Grenada, which gave so much to me. And I'd never heard of CBI or any of these sort of things, but I am a firm believer in acquiring real estate. Have been acquiring real estate for many, many years in Grenada. And so this being the case, I decided after much work and research to build something really fantastic in Grenada. One of the things I'm so proud of is this was built by Grenadians, owned by Grenadians, and it's one of the few projects that isn't being built, I'd say, by individuals who don't live here or not Grenadians. So I'm one of those who came back and actually gave back to my country and gave something that I think is absolutely beautiful and will be here for many, many years. So that's sort of my story. Oh, my father and mother both worked for the government of Sir Eric Gary. My father was the chief veterinary officer for many, many years, and my mother was, she basically was a chief occupational therapy doctor, which was a form of physician that does occupational therapy. So my family has deep roots working with the governor of Grenada and also giving back in this country. I have never heard of CBI before I came to Grenada, though I have many citizenships. I never knew you could actually acquire a citizenship this route. So I heard about it initially in Grenada through Steve Horsford, who was the original director of the CBI, and then through just further research with different financial markets. I went to a lot of seminars, read a lot of books, hired a lot of attorneys, managed understanding the risk, etc. of this before I got involved in it. So the way it works, there's two choices. An individual wishing to become a citizen can either give a donation to the government of Grenada or invest in an improved development. I will add that of all the citizenship programs in the world, and right now there are 23, Grenada has the most stringent of the due diligence requirements. It is, thankfully, our government, our leadership, and especially our Prime Minister, who's head of national security, take this extremely seriously. So we're not the cheapest, we're not the fastest, but we are the most thorough of all the due diligence programs, and I believe of most of the programs. What you won't see about Grenada compared to other programs, you won't see things saying that, you know, we had criminals slip through or governments are coming after us. We're extremely clean, and that is because we have taken the proper steps to ensure that our country is safe and that the people who will be chosen to be citizens are vetted thoroughly, both in Grenada, in their own home countries, and then on a global scale also. One of the things when I first started this process was I wanted to build something that was manageable. What I see a lot with these citizenship projects and other real estate projects in the Caribbean is that, as one of my mentors said, a lot of people are running enthusiastically in the wrong direction. And so what I wanted to do was build something that was small, that was manageable, and will be completed. If you look throughout the Caribbean, not so much in Grenada, but in other countries, St. Kitts, Antigua, etc., you'll see many of these real estate projects that are CBI approved that are in a state of partial completion, mainly because of the lack of funding, lack of financial oversight, and perhaps just the complexities of the market in obtaining clients to come in and make these investments. So the project here is 12 condos, which are, well, by the way, the project is entirely completed. 12 condos, 3 villas, a marina, a gym, and we have an additional large piece of property which in the near future we will commence the construction of a hotel and additional villas. It's a total of 11 acres. The project's 11 acres in total. And we sit right in front of the beautiful and magnificent Calivigny Island, and also in front of the someday magnificent, right now just beautiful Hog Island.
Welcome to our nautical unit. In here we have elected to have a beach theme, and it was really good that our interior designers, they captured our vision for these residences. So in this one here, we were able to keep a very Caribbean feel, even though all of the furnishings are very high-end. They accounted for every detail. And then you have your master bedroom here.
Wow.
So this room is the master suite in our nautical condo. And as you will see, we kept the theme being very Caribbean, being very beachy, very nautical, as you would see with the paintings of the various knots that are used in sailing. Then you would also see that the furnishings, they are depictive of a lot of driftwood, which you tend to find on the shores of beaches. So our lamps, for example, and then we have our chairs that are made of bamboo, natural wood as well.
Our business model is a B2B model. We do not work directly with clients in many cases. We rely upon organizations that have very large offices globally and work with us. We think it's a better way to manage the risk of the project and also leverage our resources here locally. We never had any intention of building a 200 or 300 person staff to go and obtain this business. So we work with partners in right about 7 countries now. And I would say those are the Middle East, Asia and South Asia, and Europe, United States. I would say that we probably turn down more people who want to work with us than we work with. We're just extremely careful who we work with. This is a business that's growing very rapidly, and as far as the barriers to entry to be in this business by a broker or by an agent have been historically rather low. So we tend to work with people who are established firms, who are well known, who are approved by the government of Grenada, and really are able to vet their clients and represent honestly what we are selling, whether it's Grenada, Antigua, St. Kitts, St. Lucia, etc. So those are our markets. We've seen a very large interest in from Europe as of late, and also from the United States as of late. I mean, Grenada is a magnificent country, but real estate is expensive here. And a lot of people who want to come to Grenada in particular, they don't want to come in and they don't want to buy a house and deal with maintenance and security and all these things. So what happens is a lot of people, including myself when I first bought a house many years ago, I would come down and spend a lot of part of my vacation doing maintenance, making sure that, you know, the house was working, electrical systems were working, that the place was safe, etc. We wanted to create something which is called a private residence club. And what that is that individuals can come in here, buy a property. When they show up at the property, their kitchen is stocked, they want to have a private chef, they have a private chef, there's no maintenance, there's just simply show up, enjoy the vacation. It's not like a hotel where you go and stay for a week or 5 days. You can stay as much as you want to here, depending on what you own. And the idea is you come stay and enjoy Grenada as if you were a resident of the country. We did not choose to become like other hotels. We wanted to keep the overheads low from a business standpoint, but also we wanted to create something that would have actually its own community. People would come and stay, develop friendships, etc. Again, that's why we kept it small. It's very manageable.
This is one of our Antibes villas. We have 3 of these, but I'll take you into one of them so you will see the amazing furnishings and the view. This is our dining area that goes into the living room. This is the common spaces. This villa has 3 floors. Again, we tried to keep the theme in this unit to be very Caribbean, also in keeping with the sea and the bays and the natural environment that we have here at the point. This lever here, the living rooms open out onto the pool deck, where we also have an outdoor kitchen area, and it's really beautiful for not just sunbathing but also for entertaining in the evening time. This is your guest bedroom. In here, the interior design is also in keeping with the general theme of this villa, the very beachy Caribbean feel. You can see it in the blues and the greens that are used in this particular unit.
We will have a restaurant here and a lounge, but not immediately. That's coming soon. Personally, I've owned restaurants. I find it to be an incredibly difficult business, building, whether you're in Grenada, whether you're in the United States, whether you are, is a very challenging business. So we want to focus right now on completing our sales, completing our fit out of our units, and then our lounge and restaurant will probably start construction in July of this year. But we will have a restaurant, and we want to have more of a lounge and a small restaurant than a large restaurant and a small lounge.
Yeah.